cart. Mike, you lean.
Authorities say an unregistered sex offender was living in her home. We'll tell you why she's now facing some serious charges of her own.
Wiping
Plus,
banner.
we're there as area law enforcement agencies hold an active shooter training course at Oberlin High School.
Wiping.
And she only has 3 legs, but this local rescue dog is helping other pets on a national level. 7 News at 6 starts now.
Go see.
Now,
Stand by 2 centered on lean.
Sponsored by Nissan of Lake Charles. This is 7 News at 6.
And Mike, you lean. Go.
Good evening, I'm Peck. Topping our news tonight, a Jennings mother faces some serious charges after authorities say an unregistered sex offender was found living in her home.
Full screen.
20-year-old Nicole Lance was arrested on Friday
We'll come back
and charged with accessory to failure to register and report as a sex offender, obstruction of justice, and improper supervision of a juvenile. According to the Jeff Davis Sheriff's Office, Lance was booked into the parish jail and later released on bond.
Take it out.
Law enforcement agencies in Allen Parish got together this morning for school emergency training. Oberlin High School is where the active shooter training took place. Law enforcement officers from Allen Parish and Beauregard Parish Sheriff's Office, Kinder, Reeves, Oberlin, and Coshada Police Departments all attended the training as well. The officers learned how to handle emergency situations involving an active shooter, injured victims, as well as hostages. Allen Parish Sheriff Doug Hebert says it was a way for law enforcement to prepare for the worst-case scenario.
Trying to build a collaborative effort where the school board, the sheriff's office...
It's out 27 seconds. Really, more VO coming back keen. You can tighten up a little bit on lean.
We respond together to these issues.
15.
It's been a really great...
Boost your audio.
The way the school board just came on board. It's 10. Graciously letting us use one of the schools today.
You're going to animate those in.
It's just
Make sure
a really
you queued it
great
back up.
Cooperative.
Stembrez, Mike Q.
According to Hebert, the training will continue for the next few months. KPLC's Olivia Vidal has the full story tonight on 7 News Nightcast. It's been 7 months since a sinkhole in Assumption Parish pushed people in that area out of their homes. Those residents living near the site have been evacuated since August, and with no sign of a return home in the near future, many of those residents are asking Governor Bobby Jindal why he hasn't paid a visit to the site.
You can go to the
when
next
media
key.
asked Jindal those questions this week, he sort of made his way around and any direct answers. But officials now say Jindal is set to meet with Assumption Parish officials on Monday. The meeting is expected to be held away from the sinkhole in Baton Rouge.
He's up on cam.
Louisiana
Go to video out of
agencies are
one.
coming together to fight a problem known as the dead zone.
Videos up.
Forms off Louisiana's
We'll come back
and Texas
on
coast every summer. It's an area of little oxygen.
We will pan and center up eventually on air.
It forms because fertilizers and other nutrients run into the Mississippi River and then into the Gulf. Those nutrients feed microscopic organisms, and after death, decomposition uses up the oxygen. Officials say the problem affects sea life off the coast.
Standing by on
Those
cam.
agencies are looking for ways to reduce the nutrient problem.
He's up on cam.
Drivers beware. The
This is a reader. We're eventually going to pan and center up. Then we'll go to a full screen.
Parish tonight conducting a DWI checkpoint. The checkpoint will target drivers under the influence of alcohol and drugs. It's funded by a grant from the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. The Cameron Ferry is back in operation. Officials suspended operation of Cameron Ferry number 2 at midnight to replace an engine and perform necessary maintenance work. It was back up and running as of 4 o'clock this afternoon.
And 3 is up.
Does this mean rain is in our near future?
Stand by 1 in the monitor with Cedric.
That's right, Lee. I think you just got the forecast correct with that.
1 is up.
Because we do have rain on the way. The good news is I think this evening and tonight you're going to have some good plans. I think the weather will be just fine. We had a nice day overall today. Check out the high temperatures. Made it all the way up into the low 70s out there.
We'll come back to 3 and a 2. Then we'll go 2 centered on lean.
Falling back into the mid to upper 60s area wide. 67 degrees currently here in Lake Charles. 66 degrees in Jennings. The satellite picture is showing us we have clouds moving in. Most of the rain has stayed away from the area today, but more rain is developing to our north and west. And of course, we want to remind you about daylight saving time that begins tonight. You want to set those clocks forward, of course, spring forward, fall back. Set them ahead 1 hour at 2 a.m. And remember, of course, to replace the batteries. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to talk much more about our rain system, when the rain is going to arrive, and when it will move out in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks, Cedric. The clouds are not. They were up early in Westlake this morning, taking a stand for abstinence awareness. The 2-mile walk was sponsored by the nonprofit organization I Am Gracious. Their goal is to educate young people, especially young girls, about waiting. Organizers say the statistics speak for themselves.
What you didn't wait for. It's out 24 seconds. The future. More VO coming back to center.
Chlamydia, number 6 for teen pregnancy. So we want to educate our youth.
15.
We're hoping to educate them and also kind of
10 seconds.
Protect them, so to speak, so that they're more aware.
Stand by his mic.
They're going to make more sound and informed decisions in the future.
Mic cue.
More than 150 people took part in this morning's walk, which was followed by several guest speakers.
He's up on
the 26th annual Black Heritage Festival took over the Civic Center this weekend. It kicked off last night at Central School with a magic show, but today it was more about fun and entertainment. Today was filled with children's entertainment, door
prizes, mix to a shot
shopping,
out of 2.
talent shows, educational seminars, and of course music. You get to hear gospel, jazz, R&B, and of course Zydeco. Plenty of games and face painting were on hand for the kids. It was a day for the community to come out and for families to spend time together. The Black Heritage Festival started as a one-day event 26 years ago, and now it's grown to a multi-day festival with activities scheduled throughout the year.
Stand by
and the volunteers say they're just happy to be out there to help.
And 2.
Love it. It's an excellent opportunity.
Boost your audio. It's out 31 seconds of joy. More VO. We'll wipe the video out of 3.
And it's just a time to celebrate. We celebrate family. It's an opportunity for
15.
families to do things together in the community and for the community to just come together.
Yes, this is an outing for
10.
family. To get your whole family out and come out and enjoy all the different activities.
Is that a part of her
headset? Kids and all the other different things that they have in store. It's a whole weekend of joy.
Mic cue.
It looks like they're having a good time out there. All the proceeds from the Black Heritage Festival go towards a scholarship fund, which provides several college scholarships for 11 high school seniors in Township Parish. The festival continues tomorrow.
Stand by, wipe the
all the events on our website, KPLC-TV.com.
And wiping.
And the fun continued out at Sulphur's Heritage Square for the annual Mines Festival.
To a sod out of
live music, great food, and vendors set up, but it was the carnival rides that were popular with the kids. From the bumper cars to this dragon roller coaster, they were all a big hit.
And set up 1.
City go.
Tell them they went super fast.
31 seconds when it spins.
Were you scared?
We're gonna go to a full screen out of that.
You gonna do it again? What'd you like most?
15.
I like that ride.
Why?
Because it's really
10. Stand by full screen. Stand by his mic.
What about you?
I like that one too.
5.
It's really fast. I like getting squished when it spins.
My cue, full
At
screen.
this hour, the Sean Ordway and Zydeco are performing on stage. They're followed by the Cadillacs at 8 p.m. to 9:30.
Take it out.
Louisiana is the Cajun capital with some of the best food, and this weekend restaurants in New Orleans are coming together to celebrate just that. It's the 6th annual Louisiana Oyster Jubilee. Chefs competed to win the title of Best Oyster Po' Boy in New Orleans. And then many of those restaurants came together to build the longest oyster po' boy ever, built by 30 of New Orleans' best-known seafood restaurants.
3. It looks fantastic. 14 seconds in Louisiana. More VO to center.
Fishermen out there working, bringing product.
5 seconds. Stand by his mic.
So this is a way for us to showcase what we do best in Louisiana.
Mic cue. Bring 99.
The big po' boy was stuffed with more than 5,000 oysters and spread across 340 feet of Bourbon Street. Afterwards, those lucky people nearby received free pieces of the sandwich. Lake Charles is now home to a celebrity pooch. Meet Jeannie, the three-legged dog. She's a local rescue dog that is now Petco's national spokesman.
We're going to mix to a side out of 2. We'll mix a banner.
Spring a Pet fundraiser. All the donations will be distributed to local rescues that partner with Petco to help find other dogs like Jeannie a good home.
Son of 2.
It was really what we believe in because there are so many.
It's out 26 seconds. It's so important. More VO coming back to center for the bump.
These various groups.
Zoom out on 1.
It's important that we help them with funds
15.
So we can get these dogs back into the community. A lot
10.
of these dogs are dogs that have been abandoned. They've had behavioral
5
issues.
seconds.
And they just need a little help. And that's why it's so important.
Mic cue.
cute dog. Donations for the Spring a Pet event last through March 23rd.
He's up
Still
on
to come
cam,
on
sneaking your
7
card,
News at
stand by your
6
break.
as many eagerly
Videos
await
up.
the announcement of the next pope. Much of the conclave is a secret to
Go,
the world.
camera
We'll
one.
show you what exactly is happening behind
You're
closed
up
doors. That's
in
coming
3,
up next.
2, 1. Fade, take it.
That was sexy.
Sexy. Lead.
Here's sound from C. Close it.
We'll come out and centered on Lee. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see. Stand by Lee. Mike, you Lee.
It's one of the oldest traditions in the Catholic Church,
C is
full of
clear.
symbolism and many say secrets.
A is clear.
The
Stand by
conclave will
package from
determine
1.
who will be the next pope. But what exactly happens in the conclave? Reporter Jonathan Mann has more.
1. This is 2 minutes and 10 seconds. We're going to come back to 3 and a 2 for the bump.
Traditions have been unchanged for centuries. The conclave, which literally means locked with a key, dates back to a time when cardinals were locked in until they chose a new pope. Now it's the world that's locked out, figuratively speaking, as much of the conclave will take place behind closed doors. The gathering begins with a morning mass in St. Peter's Basilica. In the afternoon, the 115 voting cardinals, those under 80 years old, enter the Sistine Chapel, where each will take an oath of secrecy. The penalty? Automatic excommunication. After the oath, preparations are made for the election, taken by secret ballot. Lots are drawn to select 3 cardinals who will help collect ballots, 3 more cardinals to count the votes, and 3 others to review the results. Printed on the ballots, the words "Eligio in summum pontificum," meaning "I elect as supreme pontiff." Each elector writes the name of one candidate on the lower half of the ballot and folds it in half. Cardinals are not allowed to vote for themselves. Then, in order of seniority, the cardinals take their ballots to the altar. Each places a folded ballot onto a small disc, and then the ballot is dropped into a chalice. Once all the votes are cast, the ballots are tallied, and the results are read aloud.
Less than a minute.
More than a 2/3 majority.
I don't like it. It's so creepy to me.
If there is no winner, there's another vote. If there is still no winner, 2 more votes are scheduled for the afternoon. Voting continues up to 4 ballots each day until there is a winner. The ballots are burned after each session in an incinerator inside the chapel, sending off the most famous smoke signal in the world.
Something
There's
from
no
the
winner.
80s.
They're burned with a chemical
Or
that
well,
gives off
90s
black
probably.
smoke, telling the crowd
I
waiting
don't
at
think
St. Peter's
Doom.
Square
Yeah,
that
it
the
reminds
Pope
me of
has
Doom.
not yet been selected.
Old school
When
first
there
Doom.
is a winner, the ballots are burned alone, giving off white
10
smoke,
seconds.
a sign from the cardinals that they have chosen a new pope to lead the church.
5.
Jonathan Mann, CNN, Atlanta.
And Mike Hughes.
Well, Cedric's not only been busy with the forecast, he's also been busy visiting a lot of our local
Sneaking
schools.
a car.
That's right, Lee. Of course, we've been doing that for you, and of course, we had a chance to check out a few schools.
Didn't
This
know
is
he
from Carver
turned.
Elementary School, Miss Rudy's 3rd grade class there. We had a chance to go visit them
try to
on
remember that
Wednesday.
for
That's
10.
in DeRidder.
Stand by your
and
break.
that's a nice area if you've never been to DeRidder, to go up that road there at 171 and check that out there. And also, Miss Morgan's 2nd graders also as well there in DeRidder. And of course, we went to Lake Charles Academy on Friday and had a chance to visit with the students there.
Covering up all these kids' faces.
Miss Arsenault and Miss Lewis's class as well, and that was for the 2nd graders there, and they had a lot of questions about weather. So we had a great time with that. Glad we could do that. We're tracking nothing on radar right now.
Play it again.
The rain is on the way. Details coming up right after this.
All right. Fade, take it. Do you not know how to loop? $15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see.
Now your Pinpoint forecast
Stand by
with
Cedric.
meteorologist Cedric Haynes.
Mike Q.
Saturday afternoon, we had a very warm and also
C
a
is clear.
breezy afternoon. If
A
you
is
notice,
clear.
we've got winds out of the south-southeast at about 12 miles per hour. That's coming down just a little bit from earlier today, where it was gusting as high as over 20 out there, and that helped bring in that warmer air, even with the clouds. 67 degrees. Notice the dew points have also warmed quite nicely as well. Temperatures across the rest of the area: 66 degrees in Oakdale, 69 degrees in Lafayette, 67 in Lake Charles, 68 Sulphur, 66 degrees in DeRidder, and 67 degrees in Fort Polk. The winds out there, again, were very breezy earlier this afternoon. They're beginning to kind of calm down now that the sun is set. That doesn't allow for as much mixing of the air, as we like to call it, and so that allows the winds to slowly decrease. But you notice they're still pretty breezy. Notice the direction for the winds as well are all out of the south and east here, and that's telling us we're pulling up a lot of moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Eventually, that'll work its way on down to the surface. Here's the satellite and radar picture. Of course, we're tracking our next storm. Mainly some clouds today. Most of the moisture stayed away from us because it's very dry at the surface, but that continues to moisten itself up right now, and eventually it'll allow for that moisture to hit the ground. And of course, you can see the beginnings of our next storm system now beginning to develop with a line of storms from about Dallas, Texas, stretching on back down towards Austin, Texas, and we'll widen this picture out, and you can see this is a part of a massive storm system here. This storm is really huge. Off towards the four corners is where the upper level low pressure is, or what we call like the engine of the storm system. It's helped driving this whole system to the east, including these lines of showers and thunderstorm activity, and then to the northern portions of the country, they're seeing quite a bit of snow from this system. So there's a big system, and let's track this massive system for you. Over the next 48 hours, low pressure moving out of Colorado, and you can see that line of showers and storms stretching back through Texas. And as we go throughout the overnight hours, notice the clouds are around. These little black lines are lines of equal pressure. We call them isobars, and that tells us when they're very close together, it's going to be windy. So expect the breezy conditions to continue overnight tonight and through tomorrow. But we should stay dry as we start the day off on Sunday. As we go throughout the day on Sunday, this cold front will approach and get closer to the area, and we'll see showers and storms developing between mid-afternoon and late afternoon. And I expect that's our best chance of seeing those showers and storms. Then that front moves across the area, and we'll be awaiting for this high pressure area from Texas to move on into the area. So head towards your Monday.
You can have
we'll have
those
a mix
all
of sun
up.
and clouds on your Monday.
Right.
And between the high pressure and the cold front, notice the winds are, the isobars are close together again, so it's going to be windy, but that's going to be a northerly wind coming around high pressure, which means colder air will begin to filter right on back across the area. So get ready for that. A little closer inspection shows us those lines of showers and storms moving in through Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening before clearing itself on out. So 61 degrees tonight. It will be cloudy and warm with that southeastern breeze out there. 40 seconds. Showers and storms likely 73 degrees for that high temperature. And again, for your Sunday, we're talking about the good chance of thunderstorms. Best time frame between about noon and 8 o'clock on Sunday. So keep that in mind. And then much cooler on Monday. Highs only into the 50s. And it's going to feel breezy with that cold, or that breeze out there. It's going to feel colder, I should say. The temperature's only in the 50s for highs, but nice weather.
On cam.
Set those clocks.
Stand by one.
That's right. Spring forward. So everyone hates that. You got to get up early.
Kind of getting Lee in your shot in one.
You'll get it back sometime.
All right. Thanks, Cedric. Turning now to sports, McNeese softball and baseball in action today.
Yes, baseball, softball at home, basketball on the road.
Sneak in your cart. Stand by your break.
Scores coming up
Videos up.
In sports.
That's it? That's all he's going to give you?
Yeah, go 3. 3 are up in 3, 2, 1. Fade, take it.
Yeah, me too.
Kill mics. Kill mics. Oh, that didn't hit air, did it?
What?
The mics being open. If you have a personality similar to mine, she doesn't like you. There's a couple of them that I know for sure. But she talks if she gets a chance. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see.
7 Sports with Seth Lewis. Local first.
Mike Q.
The men's baseball team has had a solid start to the season thanks in part to dominant pitching and a pretty good defense to back it up. But the one thing
is out. Stand by video from 1.
The bats. And it's safe to say
the
bats woke up today. We start in the bottom of the second, already up 1-0, and with the bases loaded, Andrew Giat coming up to the plate and executing the squeeze play to bring in who else but his buddy Connor Lloyd, 2-0 Cowboys. Next batter,
I don't know how to tell him
and he goes with the "if it ain't broke, don't fix it" play, squeezing another run in.
Because then he's just going to mess with his mic, so just watch his levels.
3-0, and then next up Jackson Gooch with a drive to left. This would bring in 2 runs.
And then when we get into the bump, the break, ask him to adjust it, please.
Grounding out on this play, but we are not at 3 outs, so this would bring in Chase Marion, and guess what? The scoring did not finish here. Matt Williams beating the throw at first, and Gooch is going to come in to score. The Cowboys score 7 in the inning to go up 8-0. Plus Blake Ware having another solid outing. 7 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, allowing only 5 hits, and as always, getting some stellar defense behind him, and UNO actually would come back to make it a game.
We're going to wipe to video out of 2
next. 10-8 in game 2 of the series. Game 3 is in progress right now in the 8th inning, McNeese up 7-5. So for native Emily Vincent and the Cowgirls softball team competing in their Southland Open.
We're going to wipe to another full screen.
Scoreless going into the bottom of the 3rd, but that's when former Barb Star, Taylor Gorey slips it into the left, and Vincent scores to give McNeese a 1-0 lead. And that's all that Jamie Oliver would need to preserve this lead, burning demon after demon at the plate. And when it wasn't her striking out batters right there, it was her defense making plays behind it. First, Victoria Rich with the great dive in right field, and then the last out of the game to make sure that the score would stay 1-0. Lauren Lander with the diving catch, and the Cowgirls go on to win their conference opener over the Lady Demons 1-0. In game 2 still in progress. McNeese stayed up in the 6th inning, 5-1.
He's up on cam.
For both McNeese basketball teams,
going to another
the last chance to get better before heading to the Southland tournament in Katy next week. Their last opponent in Thibodeau at Nichols. And both teams were unsuccessful in their quest.
We're going to go to another full screen. We'll come back to 2-2 for the bump.
Nichols. This locks their position at 5th place in
video out
of
3.
And will play 8th seed Northwestern State at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. The men also falling in overtime though, 79-68. They are in the tournament, but they will also be playing on the first day of games on Wednesday.
Adventure full screen.
If you're looking for a little bit of football, you want to get your football fix.
Stand by
the Louisiana Swashbucklers taking on the Albany Panthers tonight at 7 at the Civic Center. Definitely go check that out if you are missing.
They're up on cam.
I understand you're going to go check that out.
I will be there.
Your first game?
My first game.
Watch out for those Buccaneers. If they have the
Sneak in your
pistols,
car.
Very loud. All right, watch out. Coming up next, it was a sweet show for these models. Their outfits were created by some of Japan's top chefs. Stay with us.
Skills mic and fade. Yeah, just wait. 10. I'm just gonna go from the video to the weather graphics. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go scene. And my cues.
It could be referred to as a cakewalk. The Tokyo Sweets collection went on today. 9 of Japan's top
all their
bakers
mics.
created unique headpieces, dresses, and shows for the models. The chefs were challenged to come up with wearable pieces. It looks like they succeeded, but those items were not to eat.
No, not to eat those items. You gotta wear them. Hey, we're gonna be looking at 61 degrees. It's gonna be cloudy and warm out there, so it's gonna be a nice evening overall. Dry.
15.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Cedric.
They're up on
That's
cam.
gonna do it for
my
7
website.
News at 6. We're back tonight at 10. We're
10.
always online
Website's
at
up. Go 1.
KPLC-TV.com. As always, thanks for joining us.
5,
Have a good evening.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fade. Take it. Shit.